Hello, this is Ron Foster with Edgewood ISD Instructional Technology Department. This video is part 2 of 4 short videos designed to help you be more aware of what your child may encounter on the internet. You may be concerned about how much information your children are sharing online. Some examples of things that are probably okay for them to share include pictures of family and friends. As long as they are posted with permission, most pictures kids post are harmless. Kids love to take and post pictures as a way to express themselves and document their lives. Casual conversations in a game. Many kids play computer games or games on a console like Xbox that allow them to talk to other players. For example, kids on Fortnite can talk to each other, but the website uses strict chat filters and pre-selected questions and answers. Other games like Call of Duty allow kids to talk directly to other players on headsets. This kind of casual conversation is usually fine when kids stick to talking about the game. However, there are certain kinds of personal information that you definitely don't want your kids revealing. This personal information that you don't want kids to reveal include passwords, home addresses, their location, their home or cell phone numbers, and their personal email addresses. Sharing personal information online is a security risk because it leaves your children open to identity theft. Many identity thieves target children because you're less likely to notice until your child is older, like when they apply for their first credit card. For example, they may steal children's social security number, names, and birth dates. Online scams. Many children, especially young children, may be tricked into sharing passwords or visiting inappropriate websites by online scams promising prizes or money. Hacking. Sharing passwords and other account details can result in someone hacking into children's account and pretending to be them, or stealing files and other information you store on your computer. Online enticement. Online enticement involves an individual communicating with the child via the internet with the intent to commit sexual offenses or abduction. This is a broad category of online exploitation that includes sextortion, where a child is being groomed to take sexually explicit images, meet face-to-face with someone for sexual purpose, or in some instances, to trade the child's sexual images. Sextortion, a new online exploitation crime directed towards children in which non-physical forms of coercion are used, such as blackmail to acquire sexual content from the child, engage in sex with the child, or obtain money from the child. You may think it's safer for your child to lie about their age and age online, but that's not always true. For example, it's actually against Facebook's terms of service to use a fake name or age. All accounts of anyone under the age of 18 are not open to the public, so make sure teens sign up using their real birthdays. If they pretend to be older, their account has less default security restrictions. Examples from the news. A teen in Indiana was using her laptop when the screen suddenly went blank. It then displayed a warning from what looked like the FBI telling her she was going to go to jail if she didn't pay up. Her parents realized it was a scam, but not before the scam artist took control of the laptop to snap a photo of the teen. One online scam lured kids into gaming and survey websites by promising free stuff like video games. They were able to convince kids to give out their names, email addresses, and other personal information. Here's what you can do to help your kids from revealing too much personal information online. Establish rules about what they can share and under what circumstances. For example, it's okay for them to enter their address online if they're ordering something from Amazon with your permission, but it's not okay to enter their address in a pop-up that promises to send them a prize. Learn about the reporting options of any website and games they're using. Each website and game will have its own tools to report issues such as stolen passwords or hacked accounts. Get to know them so they know what to do if there is a problem. Check privacy settings. You should help your kids set up their accounts and check their privacy settings often to make sure they're using the settings that offer the most protection. Help them create strong passwords and tell them not to share them with anyone but you. Passwords should be at least 8 characters long. Try using silly words or phrases that are easy to remember. Never use personal information in a password and change them often. Talk about friends lists. NetSmarts recommend that children only add friends they know online, but this may change as they get older. Talk to them about the types of friends you're okay with them adding. It's hard to know for sure as the research varies widely, but recent studies suggest that 15% of all teens have sexted, and 27% of all teens say they have received sext messages. Teens sext for a variety of reasons. They may be trying to be funny and sharing it with friends, trying to impress a crush who may or may not have asked for the picture, peer pressure or threats, experimenting with relationships, sexual behavior, and boundaries. Sexting can be part of a normal adolescent development that often includes risk taken and boundary testing. However, one study found that teens who engage in sexting are more likely to be engaged in other risky sexual behaviors, including unprotected sex. This suggests that sexting is part of a pattern of risky behaviors for certain teens. Even though teens usually intend for only one person to see these pictures, they don't always stay private. Take a look at this video to see how one girl's choice to send a nude picture quickly got out of control.
You probably get lots of messages every day, but what if you got one like this? What would you do? Would you send a picture? No? Cool. That's an easy way to protect yourself. But what if you'd chosen differently? What if you send the picture? They'd never share it with anyone else, right? Do you want the picture shared with others? Sorry, you no longer have a choice. It's out of your hands now, because sometimes people we trust break that trust. Maybe the person you sent the picture to shows it to some friends. Maybe they send it to a couple friends, who send it to a couple more friends, you get the idea. It spreads, and you never know who might see it. Your little brother? Your mom? Other people at school? Even strangers could get a hold of your picture. You never really know where that picture will end up. How long it will be out there? Or what the consequences will be. Don't let others decide what happens to your image. Think before you share. Learn more at netsmarts.org. And hey, if your image is already out there, know that it's not your fault. For information about removing sexual pictures and videos from the internet, visit missingkids.org/gethelpnow.
There are many consequences to sexting, some of which you saw in the video. Humiliation at home, at school, and online if the image spreads. Bullying by peers, sometimes so extreme teens don't want to go to school. Blackmail by someone threatening to distribute earlier sexting images if they don't send more. Suspension or expulsion from school or losing a spot on the school sports team. Police involvement, which does not usually result in the teen being charged with a serious crime, but may result in mandated education programs or community service. Here are some things you can do to address sexting with your child. Talk to them about the consequences. They may not realize they can get in trouble at school or with the police. They also may not realize the image can stay online for a very long time if it spreads. Tell them to never forward a sexting image. This could mean big trouble at school and with the police. Plus, it's a major violation of trust and exposes the person in the picture to potential ridicule. Discuss healthy sexual relationships. Be open and honest. They should be able to talk to you about sexual things. Make sure they know what's healthy and what's not. Emphasize that anyone who pressures them to send a sexual picture is not someone they can trust. Talk about ways an image can spread online. Even if your child thinks their boyfriend or girlfriend would never forward their picture, there are other ways a photo could spread, such as if a phone is lost, borrowed, or stolen. Report it to your child's school or the police if you know a child is being blackmailed, a photo is being passed around without consent, or a child is being bullied. Ignoring the situation will not help the child in the photo. You can also make a report with the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children's Cyber Tip line at cybertipline.org. But remember, the most important thing is to communicate with your children about what they're doing online. Start the conversation by asking about their interest. Discuss with them regularly so they know you're available and have an open mind. Kids need to know that you won't freak out and stop them from going online if something happens. You may not be able to protect them from everything, but you can teach them how to make responsible choices when they encounter a problem. Thank you. This is Ron Foster with Instructional Technology. Part 3 of this video series is coming up next.